Well, g'day folks, it's Matt Hayson here looking at all things impacting the property market. Now, if I can start by getting just a little bit technical this week, what we are seeing is the Trump tariff battles are having an impact on global share markets, tumbling lower over the past few weeks. Now, we're very close to what is being referred to as a technical correction, as the ASX 200 is close to falling 10% from its all-time high. The Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, was suggesting shares were far too high. He was saying that back in late 2024 and into 2025. He was being ribbed as being too old, as the 94-year-old sold billions of dollars worth of Apple shares, but it turns out he remains one of the sharpest minds in reading the markets, and he's certainly having the last laugh now. Now, we could potentially see a little bit of a ripple effect of these falling shares impacting decision-making for buyers, particularly at the top end of the market, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also, Cyclone Alfred has paused what was thought to be the federal election going to happen on April 12. There were plenty of sellers that were bringing their homes onto the market in order to get a campaign done before the circus kicked off, but that now looks like it's going to either be in late April or even into early May. Westpac Melbourne Consumer Institute Sentiment Survey rose 4 percentage points in March. It's now 95.9%, the best outcome since May 2022, and 4 percentage points off what's considered a neutral setting, which means across the country there is almost an equal number of optimists versus pessimists on the economy. Now, while Aussie's confidence in the economy is slowly rising, household disposable incomes have actually collapsed. According to the latest ABS data, Australia has exited a 21-month per capita recession, but household consumption declined for a record 8th consecutive quarter. Now, the data reflects that for the vast majority of Australians, we are financially no better off than we were a decade ago. So the above data is just setting the scene for you, just letting you know what's going on. We have what is considered a jittery economy. We have a federal election bearing down upon us, and Aussies appear to be somewhat neutral around what is going to unfold next with the economy. Now, it's been 3 solid weeks of inspections following the RBA's first rate cut on February 18, and the question we can now answer is, are we seeing any material shift in buyer behaviour or across the market? Let's take a look at what's occurred with the auction clearance rate across Sydney. Now, 2 weeks prior to the rate cut on 2nd of February, a 46.5% clearance rate. We're just coming out of the summer holidays, so low volumes. Then on the 9th of February, this is the weekend before the rates were cut, it was a 51.7% clearance rate. Then rates were cut 4.35% down to 4.1%, and we saw an auction clearance rate sitting at 50.2%, bigger volumes at 1,025, and the 2nd of March, a 50.4% clearance rate. And then last Saturday in Sydney, a clearance rate sitting at 50.3% from 899 properties. So the data reflects there has been no shift in buyer behaviour following just a single rate cut. In fact, the weekend prior to the rates being cut produced the very best clearance rate we have seen so far this year, which is fairly interesting. Also, the AFR is picking up on this data as well, suggesting this week that the rate cut has failed to lift the market. Now, the auction clearance rates around the country remain largely unchanged, as you can see here, although Sydney remains the most resilient market with by far the largest auction volumes, and despite the soft clearance rate, it is at least steady and somewhat reliable. Also this week, we bring to market some absolute banger properties. We're so excited about them, but there are none better than this historic terrace at 117 Darling Street in Balmain East. It is such a home. It is the birthplace of the former Premier Neville Rand. Many people remember him, and he would be absolutely in awe of what would now be very much unrecognisable from his original childhood residence. Now, the property, it was built in 1888, but the renovations were completed in 2023. There's certainly a bit of a tip of the hat to the past here, but throughout the home, it is a high-end masterpiece. Beautiful, bright interiors, easy flowing layout, and generous 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. There's so much to love about this property, and we're open for the first time this Saturday between 10 and 10:30 a.m. It is set down for an auction on April 5, so I really encourage you to get out and have a look at that property. So folks, thanks for tuning in. That's what's going down in and around the Sydney market. It is going to be a hot weekend. We've got cool waters at our open homes, and we look forward to seeing out and about. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week.